sit up straight. Bring your hands on top of the knees and close your eyes. We're going to take 2 deep inhales and exhale through the mouth. Just clearing breath. Take a deep inhale and just let it go. Again, inhale and just let it go. Now we're going to align the energetic center, so please make sure your spine is straight at all times. Now take a deep inhale. This time you're going to hold the breath. Take a deep inhale and hold the breath. And now you're going to tighten the sphincter muscle only. Only the sphincter muscle. That's the one you hold when you don't want to do a BM. You're working on your first chakra, side of security or fear. Just hold it there. Fear of safety, fear of abandonment, hold it there. Fear of destitution. So all those fears are being collected and your heart neutralizes it. Continue to tighten number 1. Now any excess that has not been neutralized, exhale to the mouth. And exhale as much as possible. Continue to exhale, exhale, exhale. You can't exhale any longer, then you relax everything. You relax number 1, and you're going to come back to center. And if you need to move from side to side, do so. That allows your spine to loosen up and straightens up. Now we're moving up to the sacrum, the second chakra. Those are your emotions. So take a deep inhale. And this time you're going to hold the breath. You're going to tighten the sphincter again, now the pubic area. Both of them are going to tighten. And the emotions, we're going to align them, we're going to balance. So the emotions of judgment, of fear, not being good enough, of anger, all the stuff that we always talk to ourselves negative about, we're going to align that and get rid of it, neutralize it with the heart. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Continue to hold number 1 and number 2. Exhale to the mouth. Exhale, 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 all the way out. If you can't exhale any longer, come back to center, release everything. Moving up to the solar plexus. Your solar plexus is your personality, your ego, okay? That's something we're going to talk a little bit more about today. Now take a deep inhale, inflate the stomach as much as you can. So much that the upper torso inflates all the way up, so you're a balloon. Once it's inflated, hold the breath. And now tighten the sphincter in the pubic area, and you're going to hold it there. So rebalance your personality, your ego, that being not good enough, or not knowing enough, or not being liked, and not being popular, or being ugly, being fat, being skinny, whatever. All that is being neutralized. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Now continue to hold number 1 and number 2. Exhale to the mouth. Bring the belly button to the back of the spine. Exhale, 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 exhale as much as you can. Just bring the belly button all the way up, emptying all the dissonance. At the end, release everything. Release the belly too. Release the stomach. Come back to 0 point, I call it there. Just to the same way we started. Moving up to the heart chakra. Again, take a deep inhale. Inflate the stomach as much as you can. So bring the air all the way up to the top of the shoulders, if you will. And you're going to hold the breath. Now you're going to tighten the sphincter in the pubic area, and you're going to bring the shoulder blades slightly together, opening up the heart, allowing the love that you are to come through, removing all the dissonance, or not being loved, not being lovable, not being liked. All that self-talk that we have around ourselves about being lovable, just get rid of all that, neutralize, neutralize, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Continue to hold number 1 and number 2. Now let it go to your mouth. Bring that belly button to the back of the spine. Continue to hold the shoulder blades slightly together. Keep your heart open. Exhale, 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 until you can't exhale any longer. All the way out. Good, and relax. Moving up to the throat chakra. All right, that's your communication, saying your truth. Again, take a deep inhale, inflate the stomach as much as you can. So bring it all the way up to the upper torso, like to the shoulders, and you're going to hold the breath. Now tighten the sphincter in the pubic area, bring the shoulder blades slightly together, and this time tighten the back teeth, the back molars, all right? Then pucker the lip like you are going to suck on a straw, and hold it there, squeeze, hold, removing all the dissonance from your throat, not saying the right things, not knowing enough what to say. All that situations about being hurt by thoughts, by feelings, by emotions. Hold it there, squeeze, hold, squeeze, hold, squeeze, hold, squeeze, hold. Now let it go to your mouth. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Bring the belly button to the back of the spine. Continue to bring the shoulder blades slightly together. And exhale as much as you can. Exhale, 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 exhale. All the way out. And at the end, release everything. Good. This is the last one. This is the sixth chakra. Okay, your intuition, your divine, your divinity. Now take a deep inhale. Inflate the stomach as much as you can, all the way up to the upper torso. And hold the breath. Now tighten the sphincter in the pubic area. Bring the shoulder blades slightly together. Tighten the back molars, pocket the lips, and close the eyes. Squeeze everything inside of you. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze the spine. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And let it go to your mouth as hard as you can. Let it go, 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 let it go. Hold it again. And let it go some more. All the stuff. Good. Release everything. And now take a deep inhale. Inflate the stomach as much as you can. And you're going to sustain the breath and become aware of your sphincter in your pubic area. Don't tighten it too much, but become aware of it. And sustain the breath. You're going to balance the energetic center. Sustain the breath. You bring in fresh energy to harmonize, balance, and replenish all the empty space that was left behind as you got rid of all the dissonance. Replenish it with harmony, peace, compassion, gratefulness, and love. Stay there. Just feel it. Now take another deep inhale, inflate the stomach, bring the breath all the way to the upper torso. Sustain the breath. Sustain the breath. Tighten number one and number two. Bring the shoulder blades slightly together and look down to the tip of the nose. Sustain the breath. And then slowly set to the nose. We're impregnating your cellular body with love, harmony, and peace in preparation to code number 11. Do it one more time. When you're ready, just please make sure your spine is straight. Take a deep inhale. Inflate the stomach as much as you can. And you're going to sustain the breath and become aware of your sphincter in your pubic area. Okay? Don't tighten it too much, but become aware of it. And look at your tip, at the tip of the nose. So you're looking down, you're opening up your fifth chakra, and bring your shoulder blades slightly together. So all your chakras are balanced. Now we've aligned in them all. Sustain the breath again. And any dissonance that you may be still holding on to is being removed as you continue to impregnate the body with love, peace, harmony, and compassion. eyes. Good afternoon. And welcome to Code 11. And what we just did, because Code 11, if you remember in the past, previous codes, we've been working a lot with the ego. Recognizing the ego and understanding that it's part of us. This time, we are going to bring the ego, because the ego is part of us. But we are going to have this spoiled child that we used to know as a spoiled child, now a divine child working with us and taking us to higher levels of consciousness and higher levels of galactic understanding. And this is really important because life is changing very quickly. So today we're going to work with the ego, but not the spoiled, untrained, stubborn, that ego, that nemesis that doesn't make you do things that you want to do, all the stuff. That, we've been working on that from the previous, pretty much from the beginning. Slowly we work up to Code 10, which was really talking about more about the ego and creating our own divinity, our own light to dissolve any hesitation, if you remember. So I'm just briefly going to summarize that, because today we are going to move beyond that. We are going to continue to use that light within ourselves to remove that dissonance, because we're still learning. Okay, think of it as we're moving from the tricycle into a bicycle. And in the tricycle, we were recognizing the ego and saying, okay, it's part of us, and we need to become aware when we mess up and, forgive ourselves and just move on. That was like with the tricycle, if you will. Now we're going into the bicycle. But sometimes you can fall. You lose your balance. And you come down again, right? You're not an expert yet. So we're still going to use the light to recognize the ego and be compassionate. Okay, we still have to let it work. But most of it, what we're going to recognize is the divinity that we have within ourselves that is helping us. Now we're giving it a new job. And that ego is going to help us move beyond the entrapments that we have been accustomed to. Okay? So that's sort of what we're going to do today. And just to remind you, we'll read what the code is. We'll give you a few minutes to write to see what that means to you now. We'll do a practice to impregnate this new you, the new light that's coming up from you, that's going to guide you to higher levels of consciousness, which brings the compassion, which brings the love, which brings the peace, because that's what the new ego is. That's who you are now moving forward. That's what you're going to radiate. But there are going to be times when, and gets really pee off and I can't believe this. It's okay to get pee off and recognize it. And to let it go. Now hold it. And that's the maturity of the ego. That's the maturity that the child is not a spoiled child with temper tantrums any longer. It's the adult recognizing, stuff. Okay, I got upset, or yes, I overreacted, but all right, that's not what it is, and apologize if you need to, or love yourself even more, or whatever it is. But you understand what I'm talking about? Any questions? Okay. Now, the other question that was asked earlier, and Jody, can you ask me again? Because I know there was a question, but I kind of remember a little bit of it, but it's important to talk about it. Was it journaling?
It was about my dreams.
Okay.
And journaling my dreams in the morning when I remember them. But then, what do I do with that? I mean, do I reread that journal and try and make sense, or is it just that I need to write it down, that I'm absorbing something and I don't have to decipher anything?
It's a really good question, because the reason, and I'm thank you for bringing it forward, because it's really perfect, the perfect timing. Number one, continue to write in your journals. All right, and if you're not writing in the journals, start to write in the journals. And the reason, and this, I'm going to answer your question somewhat, maybe a little from the back side, but it will make sense to you, I hope. There's a lot of changes in the world with the earth. The earth has continued to ascend, all right? And what do you mean? What do we mean by ascend? Truly, the earth is it's not a sphere, it's kind of an oval, and it's moving, literally. It's moving and it's aligning with different planets and different things, literally. So that energy is impacting us tremendously. And what it's causing us to do is, number one, remember things, and number two, forget things. All right? And what it's doing, if you remember before, we talked about karma, and we talked about your ancestor bullcrap that you carry with you, that you have to clear because all that. And we talked about the underworld, better yet. Do you understand what I mean by the underworld? Mm-hmm. Okay. The underworld is, our ancestors may have had a lot of karmic patterns that may not have been very pretty. Okay? And that came onto us because it's in our DNA.
Is that generational curses?
Kind of. Okay? And it came into us, and you just kind of bring it forward, and sometimes you behave in certain ways resentfully, sometimes you behave certain ways angry, sometimes you just want to squeeze everyone into a pancake and then have them pop up again just because that's how hungry you are, kind of thing. And that, all those emotions and feelings are no longer relevant because there was portals. Think about the best way to do it. This is the earth, okay? And it was stuck here. It wasn't moving. It was stuck. It was stuck in the third dimension. So all that stuff that our ancestors had, it was still there. It wasn't moving. Now the earth started to pull away. And a black hole started to suck energy out. All right? Pull away, pull away, pull away. It's separated. So all that stuff that you were attached to is no longer there. It's gone. Mm. The only thing that you have is what you have in your cellular memory. You don't have to clear your past any longer. You're being helped. So notice that. Notice that it's going to be a lot easier for you to get rid of or to feel better. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means is that your memories are going to change. As the energies continue, the memories that you have of good, bad, or indifferent with your father or your mother or your uncle or whatever, they're going to dissipate. You're not going to remember them anymore. Whether good or bad memories. It could be memories with your best girlfriend, and now you don't remember her name. And it's like, I can't believe I don't remember. She was my best girlfriend, and I don't remember her name. That kind of thing, that's happening. It's not the fact that some of us are getting older, because we can contribute to that, but it's happening to everybody. Now, where it comes to is that we're also getting a lot of information. And this is where the new ego, the divine ego, comes into the picture. We're getting a lot of information because the earth, as it's separated, it moved into the fifth dimension. We're not longer in the third dimension. We were stuck in the third dimension, and that's the reason the ancestral patterns and all the karmic stuff is still with us, but we moved away from that. So we are on a higher vibrational frequency, which means that you are going to see more and know more, but because we're still moving up and down, that memory can dissipate. You understand? So one day you see something and you remember, and the next day you totally forgot. You don't even remember. So this is where the journal comes into the picture. It may appear irrelevant. So if you dream, dreams have messages now. Because remember, we're separated. So you're no longer dreaming of your things that you were carrying with you. You're dreaming of the things that you work in at night with. Remember, this is where your new ego is going to move forward. Not your new ego, but your awakened ego. Your mature ego. All right? It's going, so you dream on a lot at night, but it's not really dreaming. Your consciousness, and this is where you perhaps have heard this, we travel at night. Not our bodies, but our consciousness. Our bodies is just a temple. We travel at night and we go to different galactic levels. We are multidimensional beings, multi-galactic beings. And now, because we're multidimensional and we got away from the third dimension, moving to the fifth dimension, we can easily move up and down. And when we easily move up and down, if your energy is not consistent, you're going to forget. You're going to forget. Particularly if you have really, in the fifth dimension, you come to lower dimensions, you're going to forget. And that's where the journal comes into the picture. In your dreams, remember, they're not dreams any longer. All right? Even if the dream or whatever doesn't make sense, write it down. It may not make sense at the time that you're writing it down because you're in the third dimension or maybe in a fourth dimensional level, but you have kind of, think of it as the seed, all right? If you have a dream and you put the seed in it and you walk away, you may not have to look at it every day, but one day you see this grow because you had it in your consciousness. You didn't ignore it, and it's within you. Am I making any sense? So you don't have to go there and look at it every day. But you held it, you kept it. And it's that information that you have in your still consciousness. The information is always in your subconscious though. Just know that. So you don't lose it. I'm not saying you lose it, you just won't remember it when you want to remember or won't. But it's always there. The information is always there.
So when you journal, that's you holding it.
Right. And that in the journal, it really, as you hold it, more ideas coming to you. And if you go back to look at it, you put in a puzzle together. You put in your higher consciousness together. And you probably heard a lot about awakening and all that. Well, that's what it is. You put in ourselves together because the information has always been with us. Always. That's why we're doing these codes, because what we're doing is opening up the window, clearing the cobwebs, and making the sunshine in so that you can see it. That's it. It's not that I'm giving you anything new. I wish it was. But I'm not. I'm just helping you remember. So any questions? All right. So what I'm going to ask you, just so that we integrate that information, please take a deep inhale. And slowly, so to the nose. Okay. And what I like to do, I want to read code 11. And understanding then what we're going to be reading today is to celebrate our new ego. All right? And after we finish reading it, then I will give you yet a few more minutes to write down whatever comes into your mind. And then we'll start a yoga practice to internalize and impregnate that information into your subconscious and unconscious. So the code 11 is, first love affair is the love of ego for essence. Okay, so that was the first love affair. Before was the love of ego. For what we look like, for what we did, all that, it was our ego. It was all about ego. How we look, and what people thought about us, and all that aspect of it. Now, the second love affair is the love of the integrated ego essence for his own universal self. And the integrated ego essence is the mature ego. It's the ego that lost its stubbornness, the ego that lost its temper tantrums, and now it's a mature adult. All right? So that's sort of what we're talking about here. The second love affair rises out of the natural tendency of evolution to be attracted to higher order and to the fulfillment of potential. And that's what I just said before. The earth is moving up. We're moving up with the earth. We are higher beings, very higher being consciousness. And to live to your potential, first you have to get rid of the old and embrace the new. All right? And that's what we're doing today. In the second love affair, the integrated ego essence yearns for something more. Something deeper is needed for you to realize your full potential. In the second love affair, the essential self brings that transformed, mature ego with it as it yearns for greater fulfillment. Call and uphold the full power of the process of creation. The integrated ego slash essence reaches inward and upward for union with the universal self. Your yearning and receptivity to the being you are beyond space and time. Calls in the universe self, the next love affair is beginning. So the universal self is what is beginning right now for you. So what I'd like you to do briefly is take a few minutes and write down what this means to you right at this time, based on what we just read and the brief discussion that we had earlier. Then we're going to do a little practice. We're going to impregnate all that information and awaken that universal self within you. And then you're going to go back into your journal and see what that means to you again. In the meantime, as you write, I'm going to be playing the balls. That allows you to remove any obstructions that lower ego may still be holding onto as the higher ego starts to come through you. More seconds to complete. Remember, we'll go back to it. Sit up straight, please. And you're going to close your eyes, put your hands palms down. You're going to start with the brain. You're going to continue with your spine and start to bring up the fluid to clear anything that you may have there so that your new essence starts to shine out. Okay? So please just sit up straight with your hands palms down. Hands palms down, you have to feel grounded. That's really important for us to be grounded. And you're going to take a deep inhale. And you're going to exhale to your mouth. Again, take another deep inhale. And exhale to your mouth. And here we're going to create the fluid. Open up the fluid and remove the dissonance. We've done this before. This is, again, to make sure that the old ego is kind of wiped out or washed away or removed or erased, whatever word you want to use. Now we're going to use the sound M, and you're going to focus on the tip of the crown of the head, okay? So as you inhale, you send the sound out of the crown of the head with your voice. You're the most powerful thing there is your voice. Now take a deep inhale. One more time. Stay there for a few seconds. Take a deep inhale. Sustain the breath. Bring your tongue to the top of the palate. Sustain the breath. And then slowly exhale through the nose, bringing the air out the tip of the tongue, out the crown of the head. Remember, the tongue is an antenna. You're going to do that 2 more times. And that is the fluid. We're creating the vibration, the fluid that removes the dissonance. If the ego turns back into a little spoiled child for a few seconds, that's what you do. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So it's sort of a review, but it's also a form of clearing anything that we may still be holding on to from our spoiled child. When you are ready, then your breaths, sit up straight and bring your legs in front of you. You're going to start working with your spine, opening up all your meridians of the spine, okay, so that everything that we're creating right now is reconstructing and awakening that new part of who you are, all right, the divine being that was shrouded, if you will, with the spoiled child. So sit up straight. You're going to bring your arms overhead, and you're going to bring your arms down, okay? And bring them outside your legs. If you cannot bring them outside your feet, put them somewhere where you're comfortable, but keep the arms straight, all right? Because we're working on your spine. So keep the arms straight. And we're gonna inhale, you stretch up. Exhale, you're gonna bend the elbows down and bring the chin to the chest. Inhale up, keep the chin on the chest, or keep looking down at the tip of the nose. We're working on your chakra system. So your chakras are all open. We don't want to close anything. So you keep the tip of the nose, look, your eyes on the tip of the nose to keep the fifth chakra open. You inhale up and exhale down. So try to keep your spine straight. Your hands are down or outside your feet if that is okay for you. And as you come down, you bend your elbows down. And then you stretch the elbows. Keep looking down at the tip of the nose. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And we're gonna do this 2 more times. And at the end of the second time, you're gonna keep it down. The chin is down, your hands are down, your elbows are bent. And we're gonna make a sound. The sound is gonna be cream. K-R-E-E-M, cream, okay? And you're gonna resonate starting from your head all the way down your spine. You are awakening the new you, your divine self, all right? So we're going to, once you're done, you're gonna bring your head down, your elbows onto the legs or the knees, wherever you feel comfortable with. Your back is straight, and you're gonna take a deep inhale. Cream. Gonna do it 2 more times. Wherever you are, do it 2 more times. Do it in your mind 2 more times. Feel the vibrations coming from that coccyx bone, moving up your spine, all the way back to the back of your body, to your neck, and ending up at the crown of the head. Just feel those vibrations. They may be subtle, but they're there. You really are working with your Kundalini energy, okay? And it's awakening that part of you that has been shrouded by the spoiled ego. That does not longer is part of you. Now, at the end of the exhale, you're going to come back slowly. Okay. And now we're going to separate the legs. We're continuing to work with the spine, okay? And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start with your right leg. So I'm just going to show you. So you're going to sit up straight. And again, you come down. Bring your hands outside your feet if possible, if not anywhere where you are comfortable with, where you can keep your arms straight and then bend the elbows, all right? And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna inhale, green, and feel the vibration coming from the coccyx bone all the way up to the crown of the head. Green. As the sound of the bowls removes any density, any dissonance that your body may be holding on to. We work on your cellular memory now. Your voice is the instrument, is the tool that works on your body. Times at your own pace. Now do it silently. 2 more times. Just allow the higher vibrations. When you do it silently, the vibrations are even higher, penetrating even deeper. And allow the sound of the bowls to impregnate that within you. So that divine self that you are, that is full of love, compassion, peace and gratefulness, will come out shining like the sun. When you're done, you're going to come back slowly up to center and sit up straight. Keep both hands onto the side of your thighs and allow your body to integrate before we move onto the left side. Again, we're working with frequency and vibration. And your body is being impregnated with that new higher vibrations of love, compassion, harmony, and peace, which is who you are and always have been. Good. Now slowly we're going to come out and we're going to go onto the other side, okay? And just keep your legs a little bit wider than width apart. They don't need to be too wide, but you do need to open up your hips, okay? We're going to go again to the left side. So we're going to inhale up and slowly come down onto the left. And again, bring your hands to the outside of the feet if that's possible. If not, just keep your hands anywhere onto your legs. Keep the arms straight first when you inhale, and at the exhale, cream. And feel the energy coming from the bottom of your spine, your coccyx bone, and move it all the way up to the crown of the head. continues to penetrate that sound, the frequency and vibrations go even deeper within your body's cellular memory. So you penetrate your conscious, your unconscious, and your subconscious. When you're done, slowly come up and bring your feet together. We're going to remove any anger, fear, or resentment that may prevent you from continuing to upload the frequencies, the new frequencies, okay, of divinity, wisdom, compassion, and peace, and harmony. So please bring your feet together. You're going to bring your hands down, bring the knees together. You're going to inhale. Bring the chin to the chest, keep your neck straight. And when you inhale, you come back up again and you bring the knees in. And as you exhale, you do it again and do it at your own pace. Open up your hips, open up your sciatica, open up all the parts you hold a lot of anger, resentment, and fear. So that those not entrap you in going back. Clearing any resistance that may still be hanging in there. That sound's waking up every cell, every molecule, every electron, every nanomolecule of your divinity, of your body, of your consciousness. Bringing forward the peace, harmony, compassion, and gratefulness. Two more times, wherever you are, do it two more times. At the end of the last two, bring forward, keep your chin on the chest, keep your focus on the tip of the nose, and bring the elbows a little bit outside your legs, so you kind of press them a little bit outside. And stay there, continue to say cream in your mind. And notice the openness that's happening within you. Notice the releases. Working on the physical, we're working on the mental, and we're working on the emotional to bring your divinity out. Stay there for a few more seconds at the end of the second cream. And listen to the balls. muscles are removing any dissonance, any discomfort, any resistance that your body may be holding on to, consciously or unconsciously. Slowly come up, straighten out your legs slowly, and just move them from side to side. Release any tension, but notice that you may feel like you don't have any legs. Okay, because you'll be removing a lot of the density. All right. Slowly, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. You're going to be here for a little bit. Long enough that you have any problems with your knees, you may notice. So please use a blanket and make sure that you fold it a couple of times. It's not going to be too long, but it will be long enough to be a challenge for you if you have any problems with the knees. And this is going to be a little bit different than what you're familiar with, perhaps. We're going to start the same way, meaning the knees are hip width apart, the hands are parallel to the shoulders, shoulder width apart. Open up the fingers wide and press the tip of the fingers onto the mat, and the top of the feet are on your mat, okay? So we start that way. But what we do, we're going to keep looking up, eyes up, shoulder blades together, tailbone up, and we're just going to hold it there for 5 creams. So you're going to say, cream. Cream. And you're going to hold it there for 5. Do it at your own pace. Cream. Slowly come down, chin to chest, separate the shoulder blades, bring the belly up to the back of the spine, and stay there for 5 creams silently. I'm going to say it aloud to keep the count, but you say it silently. All right? Inhale, cream. the forehead onto the mat. Bring the elbows onto the mat. Rest the elbows on the mat. Bring your palms together and keep your head down. And stay there. Here you integrate it. Allow your body and feel your vibration. The body is vibrating. You may feel it. Your cells are pulsating with the new activity, the new knowledge. The new light, although it's not new, but it's awakened. Slowly come back onto your knees. And you're going to turn onto your back, all the way onto your mat, all the way back. So you're going to stretch your body all the way on the mat. Now we're going to work on your aligning not only your spine, but your energetic centers with the new energy that you are now, okay? So what we're gonna do, bring your arms forward, up, parallel to each other, okay? And we're gonna raise that right leg up, and you're gonna bring the right leg down as you exhale, as you say, breathe. With the left, inhale, Again, the other, we're going to do it 5 times each. times. Hold yourself tight. And I'm going to say it for you so you don't have to do it. Breathe. Slowly release your legs all the way out. Separate your legs a little bit wider than width apart. Bring your hands to the side of the body and allow your body to integrate. And just listen to the sound of the bowls. Sustain the breath, and you're going to focus on the tip of the nose, and slowly you're going to exhale through the nose. And allow your body to relax, starting from your head, your forehead, ears, your cheeks, your eyes, your mouth, your tongue. Separating the teeth slightly, releasing any tension from your jaw. As you bring your attention down your neck, your tonsils, slowly down your shoulders, the right and the left shoulder. Notice the lightness of that part of your body as you continue to bring your attention into the front of your neck and the back of your neck. As you slowly come down the front of your chest, below your shoulders, on your back, below the shoulders. Feeling your body anew, light and supple as it continues to move down your torso and your back. Feeling your lungs and the size of the lungs. Release and let go. Feeling your arms attention of any patterns that may still reside. Continue to move down your stomach and notice your internal organs, the lightness of them, the calmness of them, the courage of them, and the divinity that they have within themselves to function non-stop 24/7. Slowly continue to move down your pelvic area and notice your female organs, the gratefulness, the perfection of them, and the divinity of them. Continue to move down your bladder and your sphincter area. And again, be grateful for that perfection. It's functioning 24/7. The love that it has for you and your recognition of the love that you have for it. Slowly continue to move down your legs, left and right leg, your buttocks and your hips. Notice the strength, yet the gentleness. Continue to move down your knees and notice the courage, the strength, and humility that it carries you with. And notice your chins and your calves, your feet and your toes. That keep you holding up, walking, standing, laying, and takes care of you 100%, 24/7. Notice the divine body that you have within you, the divine light that has been awakened, the courage, compassion, peace, harmony, and love that you have always been, and now you can own it 24/7. Slowly take a deep inhale and slowly exhale to your mouth. And start to bring your attention all the way back into your body. Moving your hands and feet, fingers and toes. Moving Bring your wrist and your ankles clockwise and counterclockwise. And starting to engage your head from side to side. Slowly start to move your shoulders. And your hips from side to side and up and down. Now bring your arms overhead and stretch yourself, arms up and legs in the opposite direction. And stretch, 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 stretch as much as you can as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring the knees up to your chest and bring the hands below the knees. And give yourself a hug. And welcome the new you. And stay there for a few seconds. And then slowly turn to one side. And as you turn to one side, slowly press yourself up. And come back into sitting position when you are ready and pick up your pen and paper or journal and just write down a little bit of what it means to be the new you. The carrier of love, the carrier of compassion, the carrier of harmony, the carrier of peace. What does that mean to you? Start to recognize that new you, which is not really new, but the new awakened you. And the new qualities of the awakened qualities that are going to drive you through the awareness of your galactic self, your universal self, your divine self, your ascended self, so that you understand what ascension is all about. We're not going anywhere, our consciousness is. journal is your best friend. It can also be your guide, your companion, and your confidant. God bless you. And if you please all sit up, I'm going to close the practice. I'm going to close the practice with the sound Om. We'll say it 3 times. So please sit up and bring your palms up on the top of the knees and the index and thumb together and straight back. Close your eyes, focus on the tip of the nose. And we'll say it 3 times. I'll ask everyone to inhale, and at the exhale we'll say it together. Now please keep your spine straight. Take a deep inhale. 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 And stay there for a few more seconds. Just notice. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your thoughts. Take a deep inhale. Slowly exhale to the mouth. And open your eyes. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Rose. And to think that I almost didn't make it here today.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
No, you own it. Okay. It's wonderful living in this lifetime for us right now. We're very privileged
Yeah.
to be aware and to take advantage of what's happening. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah, for your help.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful rest of